All right, Jesse on fire. Welcome to the channel. First timers coming over from Mix Molly's video. Well, guess what? So last night, knowing that I was going to be featured on the Mix Molly Francis Ngannou video, I shot the best video of my entire life, hands down, right? I'm like, people are going to be coming over here. What do I do? What do I give them? What do I give them as an introduction to me and the channel? How about I touch on every meaningful MMA topic that is currently in conversation? And I just wreck shop with just insight on top of insight on top of insight. People are like, gosh, I've never thought about it that way. This Jesse on fire really is the GOAT on the mic, just like I'd heard. Although I hadn't heard, but now I'm hearing for the first time. Don't get too caught up in the weeds, okay? But what ended up happening was that ended up stretching out to quite a long video. And as I showed it to Mix Molly today, and he was looking and, cutting some things out of it to put into the video, he was like, hey bud, let me give you a little piece of advice. They've never seen your content. No one's gonna click a video that's over an hour long. They might do that after they see the first video and realize that you're spitting fire, but as a first time, they're just gonna skip it. And I was like, well, they can't skip it. It's the best video I've ever done. If they skip it, they might land on another, oh wait, that one's fire too. But what if they go, oh no, that one's fire as well. They can't miss. They actually can't miss. I think we're good. But just in case, I'll do a video that is going over my reaction to the Francis Ngannou video that I just watched because it's fire. And I could talk about why Mix Molly has had such a meaningful impact in my viewing experience with UFC. And it'll kind of explain my position of why I love this sport so much and kind of how I look at the sport. So this is meant to be a shorter version, but I highly encourage you guys to watch the video that I did last night that is an hour and 7 minutes. When I say if you skip over it, it's fire, the other one's fire, they are, but this one is the best video I've ever done. So please give it a look. And I did it meaning for you guys to see it. And when I say you guys, I mean all the other MMA analysts and all the viewers. So I'm hoping that I can win your subscription today, or at the very least, your respect, so that you subscribe after you see the third or fourth video in a row that's like, man, this dude is just kicking it live. Anyway, that was a lot of talk. A lot of talk. So now let me talk about the Francis Ngannou video that I just watched because, wow. As per usual, Mixed Molly, spitting fire, right? His content is the best in the history of MMA content, period, right? And what I love most about this sport is the narrative, the narratives that live inside of the octagon in each one of these fights. Every person that enters that octagon has a journey that they're on whereby if they lose the fight that they are stepping in to engage in, it is going to be catastrophic, or at the very least, a tremendous setback. Losses are huge. Now, the more that you know about a fighter's history, right, about where they come from, like what makes them tick, why are they a fighter? Who are they? The more emotionally tied you are to the outcomes, right? Like last night on the video, I outlined my 5 favorite fighters, and like there are lots of people who I'm huge fans of, but these are the ones where I like it hurts. Like I'm like really rooting for them to win, whereby I'm like really emotionally attached to the outcomes. And one for one, they're all subjects of Mix Molly documentaries. I mean, I owe him a lot. I mean, the level of passion that I put towards this sport, obviously, I mean, I post every single day about this, is can't be understated. And the amount of information that he's given me to tie like these stories is just, dude, I love it. I love his shit so much, dude. But in terms of Francis, let's talk about Francis' story specifically. The guy sold his motorcycle for boxing lessons. That's the kind of story you only hear in a fighter's journey. That is not the kind of thing, there's no tennis champion where, I just knew I wanted to be a tennis champion, so I sold my motorcycle, the only mode of transportation, living in a country that had no health care, so I sold my motorcycle so I could learn to play tennis. No. No other sport is like that. It's just not. That is a fighter's journey. And that's why it's the best sport ever. But Francis, in and of itself, that gave a lot of insight to some things that I've always kind of had instincts about him, which was, I always felt like his body, there's something inside of him that doesn't exactly match his body, where he underestimates his own presence, right? Like, he knows he's a killing machine in the octagon, but there's something about his energy to me where I would watch him, and where everybody else is looking at him and he's this gigantic, imposing figure, his eyes said something different to me, where it's like, and now I think I understand. Now I understand. I actually did a video about this earlier in the month, where I said I thought maybe it came from, you know, his humble beginnings, and then he goes to France and he's looking around and everybody's got cars, they've got girlfriends, he doesn't have those things, and it was seeing people with things that he didn't have, and that probably still contributed to it. But now, knowing his background with his mom and his father beating the shit out of her and him, that's where I think this came from. You know, that kind of stuff, dude, that's not the kind of thing you shake off. It's not the kind of thing you just like grow out of. You know, the feeling of helplessness of watching your mom, your fucking mom, your fucking mom. Anybody who has kids, right? Like, I have 3 daughters. Think about your kids' connection to their mom, right? Like, and then honestly try to think of the impact it would have if you fucking beat the shit out of your wife in front of your kids. Like, try to, like, seriously imagine what that would do to the kids psychologically, right? He's like 6 years old. My oldest daughter's 7. She is a fucking grown-up in her brain. Like, she understands everything. Fucking everything. Like, I think I'm being super subtle. She's like, you just want to get mommy naked so you can cuddle. She literally fucking said that to me the other day. And I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. I have no idea. I mean, she's 100% right. I mean, that's generally 90% of the time what I'm trying to accomplish. But they understand everything. So, I mean, he's a boy. Automatically more protective. And he's watching his dad pound his fucking mom out. And it's Francis Ngannou's dad. So inside there somewhere is that kid. And I think that probably contributed to, you know, mental struggles that he's had in the octagon, like against Stipe. Like, Stipe broke him mentally. And I talk about this. I can't express to you. Please watch the video that I did last night. I am very proud of it. Like, genuinely very proud. Okay, like, I take a really boisterous position in it. And, you know, I'm halfway doing a shtick. But I'm genuinely very proud of the video that I put out last night. I would appreciate it if you guys at least gave it a run. I think that you guys will enjoy it immensely. But I talk about this a lot more in there, which is Francis broke in that Stipe fight, right? He was tired, but you look at him in that 3rd round, he's broken. He knows he's not going to win. Although he did land a heavy shot in the 4th, which, fuck, the guy could flick someone and, you know, they'd go to sleep. But, and then you see him in the Derek Lewis fight, and he was broken. I mean, he had been mentally broken, and then he came back, obviously. But that comes from, in my opinion, feeling helpless as a kid. Like, that feeling, you can swallow it, right? You can fucking swallow it, and it can become a driver, and it can get you in the gym. It can be the thing that, like he said in the video, that when he would hit the wall in training, he would think about his mother with no health care. You think he's not thinking about his mom, helpless? Like, where do you think that comes from? The deepest driver that he has being to protect his mother. Where do you think that comes from? It comes from when his first identifiable memories of him being helpless to help his mom against a fucking imposing figure smashing her, right? So he is that kid deep inside. You hit the wall in training, where do you go? Your deepest part of yourself. So the deepest part of yourself is a child who is helpless to fucking protect his mom. And so that can be that can be very motivating, and it can also be used against you to break you mentally in a fight. I mean, plain and simple. But fucking A, man, if you watch that video and you're not rooting for Francis, there's something wrong with you, okay? Straight up. Now, Francis is now officially on that list of people that I am very emotionally tied to their success. However, again, I can't have him win the championship until DC beats Stipe and then DC fights John Jones. That's what that has to happen, okay? Has to fucking happen. There's no give on that from me, all right? And if you again, please watch the video that I did last night, because I go very in depth on why that has to happen, okay? And I'm not gonna, if I even open that fucking can of worms, we'll be here all night. So watch it from the video I did last night. Anyway, either way, I very much appreciate you guys coming in and taking a look at the channel. If you like the content, subscribe, ring the bell. I upload every fucking day. I promise you, You are not going to get what I deliver anywhere else, okay? I'm not talking just X's and O's. This is what I'm talking about. I like talking about what's inside of guys and what's driving them, okay? So we can talk about fighter pay, and I can tell you what's really going on psychologically and on the business side. I have a very long history in business. I'll be able to deliver a lot of stuff that you won't get other places. That's not to take away from other analysts, even though in the video last night I totally break your guys' balls. But that's really because I'm a small channel. I'm trying to come up, son. I gotta talk, you know? I gotta talk so you guys will put me under the microscope, you know? Once I'm the biggest channel in the world, I'm probably not gonna need to say, I'm the fucking goat on the mic. But until then, I'll say that, and then, but in real life, let's collaborate. Let's talk, you guys. Hit me up. Let's fucking collab. Because those that collab now when I'm small, I'll remember that shit when I'm older. When I'm bigger, or whatnot. Anyway, that's what I got. So, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, like it, everything. Love you guys. Peace.